Trojan Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got to talk about a big-time offensive lineman, offensive tackle in the 2024 class that USC is absolutely going after. Listen, they just offered him, and look, it's straight up go time with this kid, man. He's a massive size guy, and when I say this size, you guys are going to trip, but this guy stands at 6'8", 345 pounds, and he's a junior. He's a rising junior in the 2025 class. And man, this size, you can't teach this size. And we talked about this before. There's certain players that are development players, but then certain players have size and they get this massive build. And you look at him standing there next to Coach Henson. Coach Henson literally looks lost in the sauce. But we'll take a look at his information real quick. His name is Elijah, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Forgive me if I butcher it, but Vea Kona. And he's from Santa Margarita Catholic, offensive tackle, and as I stated, a massive size guy. He's already got multiple schools offering him already. And right now, when you look at it, he's a 3-star, but you got to imagine he possibly go up to a 4-star. We're going to take a look at some of these camps that he was at because he's absolutely moving guys all around. But he's rated the number 78 offensive tackle in the country currently and number 76 player in the state of California. Right now, the recruiting prediction machine is saying 11.3% to UCLA, Arizona State 9.9%, Utah 8.5%, and Oregon State 7%. So USC did just offer him. So those little percentages were prior to this new offer. So now we'll take a look at some information. I want you guys just to see how he moves and grooves. I mean, as I stated, massive size guy, just really holds his own, and he's good with his hands. You see him here at the Oklahoma camp. Pretty much went to every camp available, every big time camp available at the Oklahoma. You see him here at the LSU camp, and he's handling his own. Everybody that he comes in contact with, good feet movement. He bends his knees well to be that tall, 6'8". Bends his knees very well. He comes out of that stance very well. And you see him here, and he's not too handsy. He knows how to use those hands, and he gets those hands back in place where it's not creating a holding. But he gets out of his stand quick, and you see his feet. Lateral movement is very good. I mean, you could tell that this kid absolutely worked on that coming out of that stance. And so, look, man, I think rightfully so, USC offers a kid like this, massive size guy. You guys can hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. But I think this is a good one, man, being at 6'8". So you guys can hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. I want to touch on another topic real quick before we close this out. But you see him here just absolutely pancaking that guy. Almost putting him in the chokehold. This dude was lost in the sweet and sour sauce. But I like what I see from him. And as I stated, standing up next to Henson, has Henson really looking like a small guy. So let's move on. You guys drop those comments. Tell me what you guys think about him. But let's move on to the next thing. All right, here's the next thing. This kind of broke out yesterday. And this is dealing with the Big 12. And I seen where the Conference USA is doing the same thing, possibly in negotiations as well. But what this is the Big 12 Conference is literally in negotiations right now with Allstate. You know how they have the Allstate Sugar Bowl, and the Big 12 is in negotiation with Allstate to have the rights to the actual name. So what they would do is take the Big 12, take the big out of the 12, and I guess they would call it the All-State 12. You guys can drop those comments because now we're starting to see partnerships forming with these major college football, not just teams, but you're talking about whole conferences. So you talk about the All-State Conference. I guess it'd be 18, however many teams they have. You got Utah, Arizona State, BYU, Central Florida, all those different teams. But I guess it'd be the All-State 12, if that's what they'll call it. But they're taking the big out of it. How would you guys feel if they did the Big 10 like this? I wouldn't. To me, I'm just going to be honest with you. The Big 10, it speaks for itself. You know, I mean, the SEC speaks for itself as well. Why do you think the Big 10 was able to get $100-something million? 100, whatever it was, major TV rights deal because the Big Ten represents something. The Big Ten represents major brands all across college football. Ohio State, Michigan, of course, USC. You see Washington. You see these major brands there. I think they should leave it to Big Ten. I mean, what major brand can possibly, and God forbid, let me say this, God forbid, is Nike. Oh my God. I mean, if something like that would ever happen, the Nike conference, are you kidding me? I'm just giving you guys just a hypothetical. So, but this is what college football is moving to. And I can see a program, I can see a brand like Nike trying to go ahead, and that'll secure Oregon's way into the Big Ten forever. But I'm not saying they would ever come out, but I'm just saying, speaking. I don't like it. I personally think college football is turning into everybody sees the money, they see the writing on the wall, and everybody wants a piece of the pie right now. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that not only that, you're moving to the NIL, now you're moving into, of course, we're moving into revenue sharing. We're moving to different aspects of college football, and it's like everybody's going to have a piece of the pie, and everybody wants in. And this thing is so big, and you got the TV rights deals that's big enough. Why do we need anything else? But I think if anybody needs it, the Big 12 needs it, because they kind of lost in the sauce. They say the two conferences that are essentially going to be out is the Big 12 and the ACC. So, they're thinking that it's going to be two major Power 5 conferences, which is the Big 10 and the SEC. The ACC and the Big 12 will essentially be lost in the sauce. So I think this is a move to probably, form some type of partnership, especially given the fact that you got the All-State Sugar Bowl, which is one of the major bowl games of all time. You guys know that, just like the Rose Bowl. That's like attaching the Rose Bowl conference to your name. That's major. So, you guys hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. College football is moving and grooving to a whole nother level. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think about that big offensive tackle as well. That's all I got for you today. Until later on, listen, happy Friday to everybody. Everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.